think this is exactly where I would really like to mention, over here, Varmaji and Ambassador, where, this Innovation Summit has seeded many new ideas that today have converted into services to improve water use efficiency systems in industry. For example, I can recall, it is in one of these innovation summits that the whole seeding of blue rating systems was done in collaboration with South Australia. I am sure many of you do recall those days when we were discussing about rating systems. We then devised something which is known as What Smart. Now What Smart and everything that we had done with South Australia has really got converted, and the work that we have done with you by piloting those blue rating systems. To thank the Government of India, to thank Ministry of Jal Shakti, to thank the Ambassador, Embassy of Finland, to thank all our lovely partners and lovely collaborators who have been standing with us entire year round, throughout the year, and who have been really working with us, putting their heads together in making water a success. See, today in India, even today, anywhere in any part of the world, when we say water is rocking, it is really attaching itself to climate agenda, it is attaching itself deeply to livelihoods, it is attaching itself deeply to lives. This is exactly where we all are collectively making a big difference. And this becomes the watershed moment for us, where we all come together and we look at it, we celebrate it, we enjoy it, and we go back with new ideas, with new thoughts to come back again. With the National Mission on Clean Ganga, we have actually starting from this year onwards, we are actually starting a very important session, which you all must have already seen in the agenda, which is NMCG CII session on rivers. And over there, I think it is the first time that we are also bringing, a youth focus. Although the chairman, Mr. Nikhil Sahni, has been mentioning to us time and again that this is, we need to get more closer to ULBs in some manner or the other. But at the same time, I think this is first time it's setting the stage for really working with NMCG, National Mission on Clean Ganga, Ministry of Jal Shakti, on ULBs, and seeing how ULBs can slowly and gradually be converted to function like an industry. So I think this will be something which is going to be really looking forward as we move ahead. It is really something which is going to be very transformative. And with this, I think I can only say let's begin. Let's really begin. And I have the honor over here to invite the chairman of CII Triveni Water Institute, Mr. Nikhil Sahni, who has been the inspiration, who has been the person behind the wonderful work that the Water Institute is trying to do with all of you and take it forward along with all of you. So may I invite Mr. Nikhil Sahni to kindly deliver the welcome and the key address. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Your passion is most evident, and really many, many congratulations on the 10th edition of this Water Innovation Summit. Shri Rakesh Kumar Verma, Additional Secretary, Department of Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation, Ministry of Jal Shakti. His Excellency Mr. Kimmo Ladaverta, Ambassador of Finland to India. Dr. Kapil Narula, Executive Director and CEO, CII Triveni Water Institute. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, speakers, friends. Good morning. On behalf of the CII Triveni Water Institute, I extend a very warm welcome to each one of you on this 10th edition of our Water Innovation Summit. At the outset, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to Shri Rakesh Kumar Verma, Additional Secretary, Department of Water Resources, Ministry of Jal Shakti. We are honored to have you, sir, and we look forward to your insights on India's water management journey for a Viksit Bharat at 2047. His Excellency Mr. Kimmo Ladaverta, a very warm welcome to you today at today's gathering, and we're pleased to have you with us and look forward to your insights. Drawing on Finland's experience, I must mention that the MOU that we have has a very special place within the CII Triveni Water Institute, and we look forward to many more opportunities of enhancing this relationship. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's theme for the summit is a Viksit Bharat at 2047, Water Partnerships for Sustainable and Inclusive Growth. Water has a pivotal role towards a Viksit Bharat at 2047 that envisions transforming India into a developed country, ensuring inclusive and sustainable growth benefiting all segments of society. When we look at India today with a per capita income of about $2,500 per capita, and that nearly doubling by the end of this decade, and when we look forward to 2047 with a per capita income possibly going to over $20,000, where do the resources come from for this consumption? As responsible companies here, you have taken the lead to be resilient in your supply chains and your resource utilization, to be able to ascertain how you would be able to weather the changes that are necessary. But in this day and age of climate change, as you're well aware, nearly 8 out of 10 climate events are water related, encompassing temperature rises, changes in precipitation patterns, and more frequent and intense floods and droughts. By 2050, an estimated 4 billion people will live in water-stressed areas and 1.6 billion people will be exposed to floods. Ensuring water availability and adequate quantity and quality of water is enshrined in the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDG 6, that talks about sustainably reducing the number of people suffering from water scarcity by 2030. That's just around the corner, and we see that problem only exacerbating. Against this backdrop, it is important to advance new thinking, forge new partnerships, and collaborate for inclusive growth. The CII Triveni Water Institute is contributing meaningfully to this effort, and let me elaborate on these endeavors. Many of you present here would recall that last year, Niti Aayog, in association with the CII Triveni Water Institute, prepared a comprehensive document which was the guidelines for standardization of definition and approach for defining water neutrality for Indian industry. This was possible under the guidance and leadership of Professor Ramesh Chand, member Niti Aayog, who chaired the interministerial steering committee set up for the above endeavor. The guideline puts into perspective the essence of water neutrality and elucidates, as the word said, elucidates a clear framework and methodology to assess and achieve it. In an attempt to capitalize appropriation of practices and measures for an improved water scenario, addressing both water resource availability and water quality. I'm happy to inform you that many of you have already embarked on this journey and are doing exceptionally well for water conservation and management in your plants, at your plant watersheds, as well as supply chains. Today, we will be facilitating 5 plants for their water neutrality journey post-successful completion of evaluation as per the Niti Aayog guidelines. It also gives me immense pleasure to mention that last year, the Water Institute formulated a robust measurement system, the CII Blue Rating system that Kapil talked about. And we designed, the design of this rating system was done in conformance with all of you present here today to build what is the utmost and pinnacle of standards for rating in this water ecosystem that we live in. The evaluation has been successfully completed for 4 facilities and is underway with another 4 audits. These plants will also be recognized for their efforts in water management initiatives. I take this opportunity to briefly provide you with an update on the Institute's activities, which are bringing a positive impact and change on the mindset and behaviors of stakeholders. We've been working very closely with industry on improving operational efficiencies through water audits. The Water Institute is a nationally accredited institute for undertaking water audits with a proficient team of over 40 water auditors certified by the Central Groundwater Authority, Ministry of Jal Shakti. As of now, over 500 water audits have been conducted across sectors, and this has resulted in identifying potential fresh water savings of over 400 billion litres. Our water audit analysis shows that water savings equivalent to around 30 to 40% of current water usage are achievable by adopting low-cost strategies with an attractive rate of return. More importantly, source diversification is a lot more evident now, and especially moving away from the use of groundwater in critical and overexploited zones. Reduction in specific water use by industry is now related to reductions in freshwater use. This is a major indicator of success. Indicators of economic system health have also started gaining prominence. The Water Institute has also been successfully applying its digital water risk evaluation tool, WattScan, that scientifically evaluates resource availability to enable enaction of appropriate measures. It brings high levels of transparency and credibility in identifying and implementing strategies of resource conservation and management. This is done through both a spatial and temporal analysis of water availability, as Kapil pointed out, through a time series. With over 250 applications across scales, over 4.5 lakh square kilometers, which is 13.75% of India's geographical area, has been mapped using CII's WattScan tool. The outcomes from the tool enable a science-based implementation for resource protection and sustainability. These strategies have led to freshwater savings of over 4 billion litres and positively impacts the lives and livelihoods of several scores of people. The Institute in the past years worked on very important themes related to source apportionment studies, which establishing cause of poor water quality in a watershed. And that is a very detailed scientific study on understanding whether the source of water contamination is geogenic or anthropogenic. It has also done work on data-driven decision-making studies where various plants, through application of scientific tools for assessing source sustainability, such as, for instance, where to site bore wells, as well as where sustainable resources of water could be sourced from. Groundwater surveys, as well as a water pinch analysis, are some of the other activities that the Water Institute has conducted over the past year. And the water pinch has identified a potential water saving of over 1.5 billion litres and a wastewater reduction of over 75 million litres. To sensitize stakeholders on various facets of water management, the CII Triveni Water Institute has conducted outreach programs, both on thematic as well as sectorial-based initiatives. The Institute has engaged with over 35,000 direct stakeholders, and we have conducted interventions along with the Government of India at the India Water Week 2024, where we did a specific panel on water efficiency and neutrality and other areas on improving industry's competency to manage water holistically. I must also mention our wonderful associations with international institutions in enabling cross-learnings across varied geographies. CII and the High Commission of India in Singapore jointly organized the India Business Forum and the Singapore International Water Week earlier this year. We led a delegation of over 20 Indian members, and I would encourage you, if you are interested, to join the delegation as a partner in the coming year. The Institute also engaged with the Embassy of Finland on the Indo-Nordic Water Forum, the Spring Water Summit. We look forward to strengthening these partnerships and taking these collaborations further. Ladies and gentlemen, water is a dynamic and complex area, emerging from the combined influences of multiple factors and cannot be taken or tackled with a business as usual approach. Involvement of all stakeholders will pay very high economic dividends on what is an economic and a scarce resource. The government is already taking various proactive measures for addressing the water requirements of the nation and making water conservation a people's movement. I'd also like to take this opportunity to compliment the Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India, for its initiative in the water sector, like Jal Jeevan Mission as well as the Namami Gange program. Conservation and development must go hand in hand, involving all stakeholders in this process to yield positive and faster results. The various sessions over the next 2 days have been carefully crafted to take forward the agenda of water security for the country. I welcome you all once again.
Thank you, Chairman. I think for a complete report card retrospect of how the Institute is actually making a difference in the water sector. May I please now call upon Your Excellency, Mr. Timo Radhaverta, to provide his...
Esteemed speakers, water professionals and friends. Really, I wish first of all to congratulate CII Triveni Water Institute for organizing this already 10th edition of the Water Innovation Summit. I think this is great. Finland and India have a strong partnership built on trust, transparency and cooperation. Both partners emphasize the untapped potential in areas of wastewater treatment, sanitation and water management to promote a sustainable urban and rural environment. India is experiencing the worst water crisis in its history, with nearly 600 million people suffering from high to extreme water stress. It's therefore crucial to take a holistic approach to water management rather than treating water issues in isolation. I have also noted with pleasure that companies are now taking on a major responsibility and are committed to reducing freshwater abstraction, avoiding and treating wastewater, and also developing wastewater reuse. Finland is famous for its rivers, groundwater, and close to 200,000 lakes, of all of which are sensitive to human activity. To safeguard them, we have invested over many decades in a comprehensive water management and sustainable water use. Finland's integrated water management strategy acknowledges that water is an issue we all must work together as a society, from the grassroots level to the national level. We have achieved good results due to long-term capacity building and good governance, accompanied by cooperation between the public and private sectors, and also the active participation of both civil society and local stakeholders. Finland is now in a unique position to provide sustainable water solutions for our partners worldwide. Next, I would like to highlight 5 points regarding more efficient, innovative and sustainable water management from Finland's own experiences. First, energy efficiency of wastewater treatment plants. The wastewater treatment industry consumes large amounts of energy, but actually wastewater contains many times the amount of energy that is needed for the wastewater treatment process. This means that wastewater treatment facilities are not only able to produce the energy they need, but also to help heat, cool and power the cities that provide or produce the wastewater. Advanced facilities typically recover mostly chemical energy in the form of biogas, but especially heat recovery in Finland, and also saving electricity mostly in pumping and aeration processes has also been proven to be very beneficial. Finland has innovative, cost-efficient technologies for optimizing the use of pumps in the process. Second, wastewater recycling. In India, the rising population, rising agricultural needs and industrial requirements are hanging on water. The reality is that India recycles only 30% of its wastewater. Furthermore, most of the installed sewage treatment plants are not in an active condition. It results in a bulk of India's urban sewage systems flowing into rivers and lakes. India's urban areas are lacking properly financed or designed wastewater recycling infrastructure. But wastewater recycling, in addition to energy savings, can become one of the saviors in solving the water crisis. Finnish companies and institutions are interested in taking part in this development. Third, smart water. One of the Finnish strengths in the combination of smart metering and digitalization is one of the Finnish strengths, which provides new opportunities for furthering a more efficient use of water and in water-scarce areas. One example of this is tackling the non-revenue water issue, which is a huge problem globally and also here in India. On the average, almost 40% of the produced clean water is lost, due mainly to leakages, but also to illegal connections or non-existing or poor metering. In Finland, we have managed to reduce the losses to about 15%. The automatic metering of water is increasingly being used in Finland and in many European countries in a similar manner as automatic electricity metering was done already earlier. But furthermore, we need, for example, real-time sensors for rain, surface water and groundwater levels in all the phases of the water cycle. The data can be used to actively control the water balance. Also, technologies related to innovative irrigation can significantly improve water use and supply. Soil Scout is the first ever soil sensor system that allows you to place any number of fully buried wireless sensors all across an area, giving you a complete real-time underground weather map in a way, or water map, to your fingertips. It's the most advanced and cost-efficient soil monitoring solution for professionals in agriculture, golf, or sports turf maintenance, for example. Fourth, groundwater. A form of environmental enhancement gaining momentum is the managed aquifer recharge, or MAR. MAR with treated wastewater during low demand months means that aquifers can be used as reservoirs to store water for periods of high demand or drought. Also, the efficient cleaning of water bodies enhances the recharge of good quality groundwater and improves the livelihoods of the population around the lakes and ponds. Fifth, the efficient aeration of water. We have a company in Finland which provides an efficient system to produce dissolved oxygen in the water. The aeration or oxygenation using this system is considerably more efficient than traditional aeration systems. All it needs is a flow of water through a tube-like device, and air is automatically injected to produce dissolved oxygen. Also, ozone or pure oxygen may be used to make the system even more efficient. The Embassy of Finland has been supporting the rejuvenation of water bodies in the state of Haryana, and more projects are in the pipeline. This method has been proven to be efficient also in the treatment of industrial wastewaters, such as pulp and paper, brewing, and textile industries, and it can also be used in municipal sewage treatment. But to conclude with, really, I wish you all a very fruitful summit and hope that concrete discussions on cooperation at various levels will take place during these 2 days.
Thank you, sir. I think we've got several Finnish companies and the kind of technologies which are available. Dr. Anthony is there. If anybody wants to be in touch, I think we ourselves also can facilitate and we can directly approach it. Ladies and gentlemen, I think with this we would like to now come to a very exciting part of the opening session, which is facilitating and felicitating the people who have been embarking on the journey of water neutrality. So I will first invite the companies who have successfully completed their journey for Scope 1 certification, which is aspiring water neutral plants. So first over here, and this is in no particular order, we have Hindustan Zinc Limited, Rajpura Dariba Complex. May I request the Hindustan Zinc? He did Scope 1 water neutrality assessment and is committed to water positive journey. Next, may I please call upon JSW Steel Coated Products, Tarapur Works, Maharashtra, which is the plant portion. Ladies,
I think yes.
I will now request Tata Steel Limited, Jamshedpur, Jharkhand team. Ladies and gentlemen, as a front runner and investigation across all 3 scopes, the first plant to achieve in-person Bangalore campus as water positive
Sure. Hand it over. Yeah.
A round of applause, please.
Excellency, Mr. Kimo Ladovilta, Ambassador of Finland to India, Mr. Nikhil Sani, Chairman, CII Triveni Water Institute, and Vice Chairman and Managing Director, Triveni Turbine Limited, Dr. Kapil Narula, Executive Director and CEO, CII Triveni Water Institute, distinguished speakers, delegates, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, everyone. It's my privilege to speak to you all today at the inauguration of CII Water Innovation Summit 2024 being organized by CII Triveni Water Institute. The theme for this year's summit is Viksit Bharat 2047 Water Partnership for Sustainable and Inclusive Growth. Dear friends, Viksit Bharat 2047 represents India's aspiration and ambition to be a fully developed nation and which cannot be realized without achieving water security for all its citizens. So what are the key challenges to India's water security? First, increasing water stress. We are all aware water is in finite quantity, but we have rapidly growing and urbanizing population. We have growing demand for energy, industry, irrigation, amongst other factors. Lack of universal access to water supply and sanitation. Water being a fundamental right to life, I think universal access to water supply and sanitation services to all is another key challenge. Water pollution, particularly inadequate wastewater treatment and discharge of untreated water into water streams and bodies, surface and groundwater contamination is another key challenge. Water-related disasters, we continue to face floods, droughts and other extreme events. Degradation of aquatic ecosystem and biodiversity loss. There are a lot of ecosystems which are dependent on water, and due to unsustainable policies and development, we are impacting them. Impact of climate change on water, that's increasingly being felt. And to top it all, a fragmented governance and lack of regulatory development of the entire ecosystem. So these are the 6 or 7 key challenges that we need to address to really make our nation water secure and move towards Viksit Bharat 2047. So the theme of Summit, Water Partnership for Sustainable and Inclusive Growth, holds the key for achieving India's vision for Viksit Bharat 2047. It was towards the end of 19th century that we realized that our methods of meeting the water sector challenges by building top-down technocentric solutions won't suffice. It was then that a new paradigm of integrated water resources management was promoted. As we define it, integrated water resources management promotes coordinated development and management of water, land and related resources to maximize economic and social welfare in an equitable manner without compromising the sustainability of vital ecosystems. Let me go through some more basic postulations in this regard. We are all aware water is a finite and vulnerable resource essential to sustain life, development and environment. Water development and management should be based on a participatory approach involving users, planners and policymakers at all levels. Women play a central role in the provision, management and safeguarding of water. And the fourth principle is water has an economic value in all its competing uses and should be recognized an economic good. Friends, I would like to share some of our latest initiatives in water sector. In order to promote integrated water resources management to achieve water security as part of our vision for Viksit Bharat, Government of India has taken a significant step, that is proposing an integrated water resources management authority at the state level, which will coordinate and integrate the efforts of multiple water related departments and agencies. A draft model bill has been circulated to all the states. This state IWRM authority, under the overall supervision of an IWRM council headed by Chief Minister, has been vested with various regulatory powers to set the direction of water sector development. It will be responsible for developing water security plans from villages and cities to districts and state level, groundwater management, floodplain management, and river conservation goals. Friends, another major initiative towards Viksit Bharat is our new draft National Water Data Policy. IWRA needs data and information about the quantity and quality of water, sources of water, its uses, domestic, agriculture, industry, environment, at all levels, local, state and national level. Such data is at present scattered across multiple agencies, multiple platforms and different standards. And this water data is essential to ensure integrated water resources management that supports real-time decision making, identifying trends and patterns, forecasting future conditions at all scales, including basin scales, and managing in a sustainable manner our water resources to achieve water security. And this water data policy has the key pillars. We are proposing an institutional governance to make sure that water data, wherever it is residing, is made open and shareable. We are connecting with water data producers and identifying whatever water data is available with us and making this water data available to all concerned stakeholders through a federated water data hubs and making sure that water users and the water data users are fully heard, and we are able to build analytical tools, decision support systems, models, and promote research and innovation based on data. Dear friends, our third initiative by Department of Water Resources, Ministry of Jal Shakti is a national strategy for accelerating innovation in water sector. This policy aims to make innovation to be a driving force for transformational change in water sector to achieve water security for all. Its mission is to create open collaboration opportunities and enabling platform for public-private partnership across the water sector to drive innovation. This again looks at multiple initiatives, and the first is to leverage public sector for innovation, because our water sector currently is dominated by the government and public sector, and therefore public sector has to lead innovation. Collaboration with water industry to promote joint solutions, is strengthening innovation ecosystem, and we're also proposing a dedicated organization for water innovation and kind of developing India Water Innovation Network, connecting everyone who's involved in innovation sector. Innovation includes new technology, but it extends well beyond it. And innovation can be described as development, implementation, exploitation of a novel idea, a service, a scheme, system, process, or formula. While startups primarily rely on innovation to succeed, innovations can come from all kinds of organizations, from large companies to social enterprises to not-for-profit entities and individuals as well. Role of technology in addressing challenges is also of eminent importance. Technologies including digital technology for water and wastewater management, which are cost-effective, energy efficient, and environmentally sustainable, need to be developed and promoted for transition towards sustainable development. Friends, sustainable development, management and use of water resources will be pivotal to India's journey towards Viksit Bharat. A key component of Viksit Bharat is the ambitious goal of elevating India to the rank of world's third largest economy within the next few years. Agriculture and industry will continue to drive the engine for growth to realize this goal. About 40 billion cubic meter of water is used in industrial areas of the country. The water use efficiency in Indian industries continues to be much lower as compared to developed countries. There is considerable scope available for improved water use efficiency. Ministry of Jal Shakti is working on the concept and modalities for setting up a Bureau of Water Use Efficiency to coordinate, promote, facilitate and enforce water use efficiency across various uses. Our water resources are finite, and it is with better demand management and water use efficiency that we can be sustainable in the water sector. Another significant initiative of the ministry is to promote water use efficiency in agriculture. The ministry is working on a new scheme for modernization of command area development. which is utilizing pressurized pipe irrigation, which is institutionalizing water user association, which is working on irrigation management transfer, and generally working out a model for irrigation as a service. Friends, water is essential for inclusive growth. Ensuring that water is equitably and sustainably shared requires an inclusive approach. Women, youth, persons with disabilities, indigenous groups, and other unrepresented and marginalized groups need access and voice in the water sector. The Government of India has initiated a number of steps and launched various schemes for making availability of water, its conservation and distribution. We have launched a Jal Jeevan mission, which is envisioned to provide safe and adequate drinking water through individual household tap connections by 2024 to all households in rural areas. As we speak, we have been able to achieve 80% success in the mission, and we hope that in a very short time we should be able to achieve 100% success. With continued efforts, the mission aims to bridge the rural-urban gap and enhance public health outcomes, bringing the vision of Har Ghar Jal closer to realization for all rural households. Friends, enabling sustainable growth will be critical to the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047, and in this direction, tackling the impact of climate change will be a key challenge. Climate change affects and is affected by global water resources. It reduces the predictability of water availability and affects water quality. The National Action Plan on Climate Change outlines a national strategy to enable the country to adopt climate change and enhance ecologically sustainable development of the country. We have to prepare our supply side and demand side to meet the challenges of climate change. Friends, protecting and preserving the precious resources for future generations depends on partnerships. The smart management and conservation of the water resources means bringing together governments, businesses, scientists, civil society and communities, including indigenous communities, to design and deliver concrete solutions. For an equitable and sustainable management of water resources, it is key to have inclusive institutional mechanisms in place for dialogue, multi-stakeholder involvement and cooperation, and the fundamental connectivity between multiple layers of government as well as with other stakeholders. This will co-create development outcomes along with new forms of process-oriented societal co-creating and co-steering through partnership and dialogue. Meaningful participation and inclusive stakeholder engagement takes time, but is time to generate trust and hope. I hope the learning emanating from the summit will enable improved water and wastewater management in the country. On behalf of Department of Water Resources, I would like to assure of our commitment to work with the industry and other stakeholders in addressing the challenges of water sector. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I think some of these important areas where the ministry is working, I think it's very useful for all the industry members present here. So may I now request Dr. Nola to finally conclude and propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, and first and foremost, let me begin by thanking Mr. Rakesh Kumar Verma, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Jal Shakti. Friends, I would like to inform you that, as we speak today, there is a very important meeting that's happening in the Northeast. And we had approached Secretary, we had approached the Honorable Minister, to join us for this event. But this meeting that's happening in the Northeast was something that really came up. We went, and requested Mr. Verma to kindly consider and join us for the inaugural, and he immediately, I'm very thankful to him. He, agreed to join us for this inaugural session, and he also agreed to be with us in other sessions, that we have between today and tomorrow. So thank you so much, Verma ji.
Along with their journey and to really say and to show you some PPT, we'll see and then we'll meet again. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, let me thank the CII team for giving us this wonderful opportunity of presenting our case at the Water Innovation Summit at Delhi. Infosys, as all of you may be aware, while we do coding, we are synonymous to ESG or sustainability. For us, anything around energy, water, environment has always been driven deep into our DNA. And ever since the company was incepted or rather formed, I think these are some of the ethos which have been driven very passionately by the founders of the organization. So in the next few minutes, I will take you through some of the initiatives that we have undertaken over the last several decades to get to where we are today.